Hello dear students, there is another important topic which you must learn to treat, that is the goodwill. All the partners, including the partner who is retiring, have worked very hard for the last many years. Now that one of them is retiring, the retiring partner deserves to be compensated for goodwill, which he has also helped in building up. How this is to be treated is the topic of today. The goodwill is that power in a business which attracts the customers. And once the customers start coming, the business of the firm progresses, starts earning more and more profits, thereby helping all the partners to share good profits. Now that one of them is retiring, he is entitled to his share of goodwill before he leaves. So we have to study how this should be done. My dear students, before you start dealing with this, you must study the balance sheet of the old firm before retirement. Please find out whether there is goodwill in the old balance sheet or not. If there is goodwill in the old balance sheet, please pass one journal entry and write it off. Finish this goodwill. This goodwill will be written off by passing one journal entry that will be old partners accounts debit in old ratio. Find it. Old partners accounts debit in old ratio to goodwill. Being old goodwill written off. This entry is to be passed first of all. Only then you start doing else. This will take away the goodwill from the balance sheet, and the balance sheet is now free of goodwill. This must be done. And if you do not do this, your answer may be wrong. There are other methods also, but I am going to take only one, which is the simplest one, that the old goodwill must be written off before you start doing anything else. So that being done, now the next thing is, first was the balance sheet has got the old goodwill in the balance sheet. What is to be done? Write it off. The rule is write it off. And this is how it will be written off. Old partners accounts debit in old ratio to goodwill account being old goodwill written off. After this, if goodwill is not given in the balance sheet, then what is to be done? That is the next thing. Find out what is the total goodwill of the firm. Find out A. Find out the value of goodwill of the firm. Goodwill of the firm. B. Calculate retiring partner's share. Calculate retiring partner's share. This share, his share, will be paid to the this share will be paid to the retiring partner. Find out the total value of the goodwill of the firm. If it is given, it is fine. If it is to calculate as indicated in the question, and then find out what is the share of the retiring partner. Whatever his share, if it is 1/6 of the total goodwill, 1/5 of the total goodwill, 2/3 of the total goodwill, you will find out the share of them. Once this is done, then there is another rule. That rule is that the retiring partner is leaving his share in the business. He is going away. He was a partner. He was sharing profits. Now, once he leaves the business, he will no longer share the profits. So he leaves his share behind. That means he is sacrificing his share. That means he is losing the share. For whom? For the continuing partners. Those partners who are going to continue, they will get his share also. That means those continuing partners are the gaining partners, and the one who leaves the business is the losing partner. So therefore, the rule is, golden rule is, the gaining partners must compensate the losing partner. The gaining partners, the rule is, gaining partners or gainers must compensate the losers. Compensate the losers. Those who lose, they should be compensated by the gainers. Who is the loser? Retiring partner. Retiring partner is a loser, and the continuing partners are gainers. And in which ratio they will compensate? They will compensate in the gaining ratio. We have already studied how to calculate the gaining ratio. Once you know the gaining ratio and you know the share of the retiring partner, this is very simple. Give the share of the partner to the retiring partner and let this be debited to the continuing partner in the gaining ratio. Therefore, this is to be done in 5 possible cases which I have listed here. These 5 cases are